Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Destiny video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you about this, my level 31 Hunter. Hello, well, facing the wrong way. But anyway, yes, this is my level 31 Hunter. If I bring up a menu, you will see that I have level 31 light, fully maxed out gear, obviously base level 20, my weapons and all that good stuff. So what I thought I would do, just like how I did when I got to level 30 the first time and also level 20 the first time, I want to run you through my gear, my weapons, my kind of like loadout, my subclass, all the stuff that I've got, and explain sort of, you know, where my stuff came from and why I'm running with the stuff that I've got. So with that in mind, let's start off with the weapons. So as you can see here, I'm actually still running with Fatebringer, which is a maxed out version of the Raid pistol, their Raid hand cannon, which is over here. This is a brilliant gun. I love this hand cannon. It's just one of my favourite weapons, especially like this week. It's a flipping godsend on the Nightfall Strike because it's got arc burn on and this deals arc damage. So this is just like, it burns through shields, especially when you're fighting Omni Ghoul. It just like, you know, 2 shots and a shield's down, and then I can switch to something slightly more powerful. But this is still what I'm primarily running with. I have actually recently from Engrams, I haven't started leveling them up yet, but I just got the up for anything, which is one of the Vanguard weapons. It's got like really good rate of fire, obviously terrible impact. It's kind of like a wannabe Atheon's Epilogue. The kind of perks for this one: hip fire, obviously increased accuracy when firing from the hip, and also this that allows me to kind of increase effective range when I aim down the sights. So I'm going to level this up just so I've got a slightly more powerful auto rifle, but for the time being I don't, you know, I kind of started to stray away from auto rifles recently. You know, I still like them, they're still great guns, but ever since I kind of discovered my sort of love for hand cannons, this is just sort of like where I am. I don't really want to leave this just because I don't want to lose my hand cannon, but I have recently got, in fact today, I got the bounty for Thorn, so I'm currently working through that. So as soon as I get that, I will have an increased level version of Thorn, so that's going to be really good, and that will be my kind of replacement for Fatebringer for a while. Anyway, on top of that, these are some other weapons I've got. So I picked up Bad Juju the other day, so this is also the increased upgrade version, so it starts at 302. I haven't done really anything on this one, so I've got a lot of work to do. Vex Mythoclast, and Last Word I haven't yet upgraded, but I am going to go and do it because it's currently available in at Zur. He's obviously got his exotic upgrades, and if you want to know how it works, then I put up a video on Friday, so make sure you go and check that one out, but I will still do that before he leaves. Other weapons I've got also, I've got this other one, another NITC, which was a scout rifle. I got this from a legendary engram. Again, I haven't leveled this one up, but these are things that I'm going to spend time doing. But for the time being, yeah, I'm still running with Fatebringer, and this is what I'm using in the raid in Crota's End as well, because it still seems to be doing good damage, so that is what I'm dealing with. Then I have my trusty Icebreaker. This was the very first thing I upgraded with at Zur, just because it's like my go-to weapon. I love this thing. It's like, I basically always have this on as an exotic, and that's partly why I don't really use any other exotics. So when it comes to using Thorn, I am going to have to make a hard decision, but I do just love this weapon. If you haven't used this or you don't know what this is, Icebreaker, it regenerates its own ammo, it's a solar damage sniper rifle, it's disgustingly powerful, and obviously it can also make its targets explode once you sort of kill them. So that's it's a really good thing, but this is just crazy good. So I upgraded this morning. In fact, no, I upgraded it on Friday, as you saw in the video. So this is, I'm now sort of working my way through. I've still got a little way to go, but that is that. These are still as they were, you know, these aren't the upgraded versions, so Old Patience and Time, Pocket Infinity, Plan C, Invective, and my other characters holding some other exotics as well. And the other thing I do switch to is Murmur. This I also put up a video on how you want to get this one, so if you want to know how you get that, then check that one out. But this I am gradually upgrading. I do quite like this. I've seen quite a lot of people using it in the Crucible. It's just sort of like, you know, it's got quite good range for, you know, for a fusion rifle, and it just seems to be sort of, you know, one-shotting people from, you know, left, right, and centre. So this is currently on arc because I was running with the the Nightfall earlier, but obviously you could switch between, you know, this, that, and the other. So obviously I see people running with it, running solar in the Crucible with it, just because it's a lot more, you know, it's got better range and things like that. So that is my current setup there. And then obviously for my heavy, I just still have HEZEN Vengeance. You know, I've got Thunderlord. Again, I still need to upgrade that. This is on the old version, and Zur has got the upgrade. Just need to go and grind some Glimmer for a little bit, but I'm going to get that. Truth, also for sale this weekend as well. But yeah, running with HEZEN Vengeance just because, again, it's just a really good rocket launcher. I don't actually have Gjallarhorn. That's one of the ones I am still missing, which is really annoying, but for the time being, I appreciate this doesn't home in and is nowhere near as good as Gjallarhorn, but it's the best thing I've got since then. So it is still really good, and the fact that it kind of breaks into, you know, if you haven't seen this weapon, this is from the Raid, this is from the Vault of Glass, and this perk here, Merv Mini, basically rockets fired from this weapon, split into several smaller rockets, so it just kind of like creates this nasty like detonation, and it can obviously hold 3 rounds in the magazine. So this is really useful. So that is my weapon setup, and I've actually switched to Bladedancer recently. Back in the Vault of Glass, when I used to run that, you know, you never really run a Bladedancer because you can never use your super effectively. You know, you go to any boss, you walk up to them close up, you know, up close and personal, they just smack you down, so there's no point being a Bladedancer. The fact that Golden Gun's got triple jump is like mighty useful. But in the Crota's End raid, I've actually found being a Bladedancer is extremely useful. Admittedly, you still wouldn't use your super on a boss because if you get up close, it's going to get disgusting. But when you look at the layout, if you haven't been through the raid, then the first section, there's no bosses. The second section, there's still no bosses. I mean, you wouldn't obviously use it on an ogre, but the point is you just fight like really strong enemies, so it is quite applicable. But the fact is, when you're going through the first section, having a Blade Dancer and having where are we? Having Showstopper, being able to stand in that ring, defending the bridge, while just sort of spamming out a Showstopper, means that you can just sort of do disgusting damage, and also you can just kind of blitz through the thrall, so that's really useful. And also I found that because I am, for my team, right now, I am the Relic Runner, so that means when I'm fighting Crota, I am the guy that runs with the sword, so I actually have, really, really high agility, and what I often do as well is run with the Icebreaker, which has got +2 agility, so I run really, really fast, and pair that with fleet-footed, I've got like, I'm just kind of like I can get to Atheon a lot faster than most other people, can jump over Atheon, sorry, I can get to Crota a lot faster than other people, so that is really useful. So this is actually what I'm running with at the moment. Again, this is useful as well, kind of going invisible is just like a lifesaver. If someone goes down, I can sort of crouch, go invisible, and just get to them without having to sort of worry about enemies. So this is currently my setup. Then moving over to armor, things you guys want to see. So let's start, I'll come back to the exotic in a minute. So these arms, the Acolyte Rung, if I open these up, you'll see that these are the arms that you actually get from completing Arekkz's sort of urn quest. So if you haven't done that, make sure you do it this weekend, because you have to get an urn from Zur, and obviously Zur leaves tomorrow morning, so make sure you do that one. But these are the rewards for the hunters. Obviously Titans and Warlocks have got their own ones. In terms of perks, I mean, they're not the best thing by a long way, but they serve the purpose. They let me get to 33 light, which is what I need to increase my overall light level. So I've just leveled them up because I prefer the look of them. I was running with the Vanguard arms before. I dropped them just because I was in need of shards, which was a sorry time. I've had so many shards for such a long time that I've just started upgrading things for loads of different characters, and I've started running out, so yeah, that's sad times. But anyway, I chose that over the Vanguard stuff, partly because it looks cool and partly just because I got given it. Then this, the Gravebreaker 1.3, is from the Vanguard, so if you want to get this, you just go down to the Vanguard guys in the centre of the tower. You can pick that up from there. Perks for this one: increased hand cannon ammo and increased sniper rifle ammo. Obviously that's redundant if I'm carrying the Icebreaker, but this is useful because I always use my hand cannon, so that is really, really useful. Looks kind of cool as well, so that's that. And then my boots are the Gravebreaker 1.3s. So again, nothing really fancy there. Auto rifle ammo, so when I do switch back to that, I either use hand cannons or auto rifles, sometimes scout rifles, but I'm not really a pulse rifle user. So they are my legs, and all of these, all of these two here, like I said, can be bought from the Vanguard guys, and there's obviously an equivalent for the Crucible, so I'll show you that afterwards. This down here is my cape. Just really like the look of it, which I also got from the Vanguard. I do obviously wear this when I'm doing quests with Arekkz, but this just looks ridiculous. I don't even know what to say. So yeah, I'm not going to wear that. But that is that. Oh no, that's the wrong one. There we go, put that back. So this last one here, Mask of the Third Man. Now I'm just running this again because it goes hand in hand with my Blade Dancer. Pretty useful, and also just because I kind of held back from buying the Acolyte Fire Symbiote. Now I know a lot of hunters out there are going to say, why are you doing that? It's an amazing helmet. And yes, it is a really good helmet, and I probably will get it in time, but for the time being, didn't really suit my setup, and I am hoping to get some of the new exotics, like the ATS8 Arachnid or anything like that. So the second I get them, I will be dropping any old helms. So this is just, this kind of suits my playstyle right now. Thing about this helmet, unstable current makes my arc blade attacks use less super energy, so therefore I can kind of get more attacks off. So that's really useful. Increased melee attack speed. Again, it's all about, this whole setup is all about speed. I'm just like a really, really fast hunter, so it's going to be really useful for that. So this I upgraded with Zur. It's available this weekend again, so I brought this up to the light level. Cool thing about that is when you upgrade, they start at light level 30, so if you've got like an old piece and you're like, oh, I don't want to do it because I'll have to level it again, bear in mind it does start at light level 30, so you can then just sort of, go from there and drop straight down. And then aside from that, then yeah, that's just some of my old gear there. So that is pretty much it. Down here, not really much to show. I haven't got any new ships just yet. This is the emblem you get from Arekkz when you get to rank 1. I'm kind of halfway to rank 2, so I'll show you the rest of them from there. And then I've actually sort of switched recently. I used to run with Thunderlord, but I've recently switched to Polar Oak because finally I actually found something, I really do like the green shaders, and I'm after that, what's it called, ointment shader, but I finally found sort of like an armor set that looks good with the Polar Oak, so that's that. Other thing worth just sort of like showing, I mean, you guys have probably seen this, but I just wanted to sort of show you the new shaders that Arekkz has got. If you're anything like me, the very first thing you did, when you're wearing a Vault of Glass armor, you went up to her and you're like, oh, let me see what these shaders look like, and you realise they probably look horrible, but then I think they're kind of designed to look good with the new armor, because if I bring them up, you'll see that the new gear, I know that's a bit kind of like patchwork, but it still looks kind of cool, but then you go over to say something like this one, and that just looks awesome. I love all the green shades on that, so I'm definitely going for that one. And then this one here, I've seen a picture of this with Titans, on Titans with the raid gear, and it just looks so cool. It's like all the top layer is black, and it's like glowing orange beneath. So they are kind of like my my sort of aims right now. But that is pretty much it for this video. So if I just kind of like pan around the tower, you can sort of see this is what my guy looks like. Looks pretty cool. I definitely like this stuff more. I mean, you know, I'm only really wearing Vanguard gear, but I definitely like this stuff more than the Vault of Glass stuff, just because it's a lot more sort of like spiky and looks kind of slightly more suited to a hunter than say like the other stuff. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. In terms of how to get to level 31, in order to do it, you need to have either have 4 pieces of Vanguard gear, because each of them will give you 33 light, and in order to be level 31, you need to have a total of 132 light. You can see here I've got 135, so I'm just over that. But you can, yeah, so you can either do it via 4 pieces of Vanguard gear. So if I just run down here, same applies to Crucible, so I'll just go here because he's slightly nearer. Speak to this guy here.
What do you need?
4 pieces of this armor. So the helmet and the chest need to, you know, you'll need a combination with those as well as the marks. So, you know, you can't just go out and buy them straight away, whereas the arms and the legs you can just buy straight off the bat. So those ones will set you back 75 marks each, either Crucible or Vanguard, depending on who you're speaking to. The chest will also set you back 75, and the helmet will set you back 120. So that is the kind of like overall total for, you know, like what you'll need for those things. But 4 of these pieces would get you to level 31. Alternatively, you can have 3 of those pieces like I've done, and an exotic, which is like level 36, and that will also get you to level 31. They are currently the only ways you can get to 31. Also, what you can do is you can go to like the faction guys, so like New Monarchy, FWC, Dead Orbit. So if you haven't got the DLC, then that is how you get to level 31. You have to go and buy it from the faction guys. You can't buy from the Vanguard guy. So that's how you get to 31 from that way. If you want to get to level 32, you will either need full raid gear, so that's 4 pieces of raid gear maxed out, because they all have like level 36, or alternatively, you will need 1 exotic and 3 pieces of raid gear. So exactly how it was last time, but at least this way you can get to 30 and 31 without having to raid. So that draws me to the end of this video. Hopefully you found it helpful, hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you like seeing my hunter. And I will obviously do an update on this when I get to level 32, and I've got some other videos coming your way over the weekend, so make sure you stay tuned for those. But otherwise, if you did enjoy this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit the like button, and show your support. It does really help me out. And obviously don't forget to subscribe for daily gaming videos. Drop a comment down below, let me know what level you are right now and what gear you're running with as well. And also thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.